Today we're going to look at how we use partition strategy to solve subtraction problems. First of all, what is partitioning? Partitioning is a way of splitting numbers into smaller parts. Similar to when a child is learning to read and they break words down into syllables such as croak, bow, dial. With numbers, we teach our children to break the numbers down into smaller parts to make them easier to work with. Examples we have here is breaking the number 47 down into 4 tens, which is 40 and 7 ones, or the number 124 into 100, a 20 and a 4, or the number 20 into 11, a 5 and a 4. Partitioning gives children a different way of visualising maths problems and is very effective in enabling children to calculate sums mentally. In Primary 1, we encourage our children to explore how numbers are made up of smaller parts and use both concrete materials and visual representations to demonstrate this. In this example, children have used counters to partition the number 6 in a variety of ways: 5 and 1, 4 and 2, 3 and 3. It's important that children have the opportunity to see that numbers can be made up in lots of different ways. In this example, we're looking at how we can partition a single digit to help it make it more easier to solve a subtraction problem. So for 32 take away 5, if you partition your number 5 into a 2 and a 3, and you take away your 2 from 32, get into a friendly number 30, and then 30 take away 3 would take you to 27, and we've also shown the example on a number line as well. Let's now look at a more difficult example, looking at subtracting two two-digit numbers. Let's subtract 32 from 86. First of all, writing your tens and ones above so that you know which column to put, when you're partitioning numbers, which column to partition your numbers into. So step 1, you're looking at partitioning your first number, which is 86. Now there are different ways you can partition 86. In this example, we are going to partition the 86 into 8 tens, which is 80, and 6 ones. Step 2, we are going to partition our second number, which is the number 32. 32 can be partitioned into 3 tens, which is 30, and 2 ones. Step 3, we subtract, in our tens column, 80 tens, we subtract away 30, which gives us 5 tens, which is 50. Then looking at our ones column, we have 6 ones and we have 2 ones. 6 take away 2 would give us 4 ones. Our final step, having partitioned our numbers, we now pull our numbers back together. So we've got 5 tens, which is 50, and we've got 4 ones. If we put our 5 tens and our 4 ones together, our answer would be 54. So 86 take away 32 would give us the answer of 54. However, let's look at a more complex sum which might involve exchange. We've got 74 and we want to take away 46. Step 1 is as before, taking your first number, which is 74, and partition it into 7 tens and 4 ones. Now again, I want to emphasise that you do not always have to split your 74 into 7 tens and 4 ones. There are other ways that might make this sum easier. On this occasion, we're going to go with 7 tens and 4 ones. Step 2, as we had done in the previous example, we're going to partition our second number, which is 46, and we're going to partition that into our 4 tens, which is 40, and 6 ones. Now, when we look at this example, this is where it differs from the previous example we looked at. We would normally go to our ones column and we would start at 4 and you subtract 6. Now if you've got 4 and you want to take away 6, that isn't possible. You have to think, what do I have to do next? Now this is where you would look at your tens column, and if you can see if you could exchange 1 10 for 10 ones. So as you can see, we've taken one lot of 10 from our 70 and we've exchanged it into 10 ones. So we now have 6 tens instead of 7 tens, we've got 60, and we now have 14 ones, as we had our 4 ones, and we've got the 10 that we exchanged. So we've now got 14 ones, which would make it easier to do our subtraction. So now we can carry on with our step 3. Looking at our tens column, we now have 6 tens, which is 60, taking away our 4 tens, which is 40, which gives us 2 tens, giving us 20. And on our ones column, we now have 14 ones. Instead of 4, we've got 14 ones. We're going to take away 6 ones, and that would give us 8 ones. And our final step, as we've done previously, we have already partitioned the numbers. We now want to put our numbers back together. So we have got 2 tens, which is 20. We have got 8 ones, and we put those both together, we have 28. So 74, take away 46, would give us 28. Let's now look at an example of this by one of our pupils. Okay, we are going to look at subtracting 243 away from 526. Now, first of all, she's going to partition her numbers into hundreds, tens and ones. So she's writing her column headers, hundreds, tens and ones. She's then going to partition her first number into 5 100s, which is 500, 2 tens, which is 20, and 6 ones. She'll then partition her second number into 2 100s, which is 200, 4 tens, which is 40, and 3 ones. She'll then look at subtracting. She's going to start at the ones column, and she's got 6 take away 3, which is 3. Now she's got 20 take away 40. She can't do that. She's going to have to exchange 100 onto her 10, so it gives her 100, add on 20. It's 120 take away 40, which would give her 80. She's now got 4 100s take away 200, which gives her 200. Now she's partitioned her numbers. She now has to pull them all back together. So 200, 8 tens and 3 ones is 283. So 526 take away 243 is 283.